welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how to make something super easy, and all you need is butter. We're going to make ghee. And if you've never heard of ghee, basically ghee is a caramelized clarified butter. What separates ghee from clarified butter, because basically what you're doing is you're rendering out the liquid in the milk solids. But what makes ghee different than clarified butter is in clarified butter, you just bring it up until the milk solids separate to the bottom of the pan and then you strain them out. With ghee, you actually caramelize those milk solids. So you cook it for like maybe an hour on really slow heat. Eventually all the milk solids in the bottom of your pan will turn brown. A lot of them will stick to the bottom of the pan, and they're delicious, so don't throw them away. And then you strain off any foam and you strain out the solids and you have ghee. And ghee has a really nutty, caramely, beautifully rich flavor that clarified butter does not have. So that's the difference for you. The interesting thing about ghee is it has a really high smoking point and burning point. So butter has a really low burning point, which is why if you heat butter too high in a pan, it will immediately burn just like that. Like it goes from brown, perfect, burn. So on butter, you'll see 85% butter fat. What we're doing is we're boiling off and evaporating the water, and we're caramelizing the milk solids, and we're going to strain them out. So what we'll end up with is 100% butter fat. And what the milk solids are what makes butter burn. So that is what is problematic. It's not the actual oil in the butter. We're just going to melt butter, and it's going to turn into something magic. And I cook with ghee all the time. I generally always have a little pot of it. I just used the last of it last night, hence this video. And so I use it for frying. I use it for sauteing if the recipe calls for butter. I also use it in Indian food, in Indian cuisine. And a lot of Indian food, you actually stir ghee in at the very end. So it's like the European kind of finishing a dish with butter. They finish their dishes with ghee a lot of times. Ghee is wonderful. And if people are allergic to dairy or intolerant to dairy and butter is kind of problematic for them, a lot of times they can handle ghee because the milk solids are gone. So just put all of your butter into a pan and set it over medium heat for an hour or so. And like all of the recipes that I make, get the best quality butter you can. This is Strauss, and I like it because the cows are grass-fed and they aren't treated with the bovine growth hormone, or VHT. And I don't want hormones in my food. I have enough problem regulating my own. And we're just gonna melt this down. I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour. I don't know if you can tell, but right around the edge, the butter is just, the solids have just barely started to brown. And so you see some of this brown right here, which is exactly what we want. the butter solids at the bottom. But I had a girlfriend stop by and we were chatting and chatting and chatting and I overcooked the butter solids. They should be, you know, really deep kind of chestnut brown. Mine are burnt. So there you have it, 100% butter fat, toasty, brown, delicious ghee. And you could use this for frying, for high heat frying, for stirring into dishes. And if you taste it, it has a really deep, rich, nutty, yummy flavor. So try some and cook with it. I think you'll really like it. Enjoy. Thanks for being here. And another interesting fact about ghee is when you put butter, you put melted butter on popcorn, it makes your popcorn kind of soggy. So if you render the milk solids out or use ghee, it won't sog your popcorn.